Hello everyone, I'm Digvijay Singh, and today we are addressing the harms of hate and speech and misinformation on social media. Let's start the video now. First of all, greetings to everyone. So today we are delivering into a crucial topic that affects us all, the harms of hate speech and misinformation on social media. So let's get on the first slide. So it's the introduction. Hate speech and misinformation on social media have becoming a very pressing issue in today's digital world, and it has its own negative impacts, and it harms the individual from a mental health as well as physical health. When you're on a screen and reading your bad comments, we can say, or in digital world, every negative message or anything that is a hate speech affect us mentally very bad. So the next slide is, what can government do about this? So according to me, the first avenue we explore, so it's a government intervention. So I think government should regulate it. Let's go to the pros and cons of this. So, the benefits of government renovation regulations are protection from hate speech and misinformation. That's a basic thing. And the next is promote a safer and more inclusive online environment. So, government can regulate the sites or the bad comments or bad speeches that are on internet, or regulate the freedom of speech a little bit so it cannot harm local public or anything, uh, or anyone. So provides a legal framework for addressing harmful content is also a good idea for government to do. So the next thing, the drawbacks of government regulation. So the drawbacks are usually the censorship and infringement of on freedom of speech can affect us, because some speeches are those that are very really important to tell to the people, but due to the censorship and infringement of freedom in speech can affect that. So difficulty in defining and enforcing hate speech and misinformation should be another drawback, and increased government control over online platforms is also a drawback from the government. So increased government control over online platforms is a drawback, because some platforms like Instagram or Facebook or any social platform is for free speech. We all know that. So if government regulates those online platforms, it will anywhere damage the free speech regulations. So that's the drawbacks of government regulation. Let's jump on the next slide. So the next slide is self-regulation by social media. We can media corporations. So social media corporation can also self-regulate themselves so that it cannot harm anyone. So the first efforts that social media corporations can do is to regulate hate speech, like identify and removing the hate speech from their platform, or that algorithms on that identify the hate speech, they can remove them. And the next thing they can do is to regulate the misinformation efforts. uh, it's fact checking mechanism and partnering with external organization to combat the spread of misinformation. So they can just partnership with any third party so they can combat the spread of misinformation. And the next thing they can do is user reporting and moderation. Even lots of social media platforms has this feature to report the account and moderate that harmful content, and have dedicated teams to review and moderate reported content. So let's jump on the next slide. The next slide is role of media literacy. So it's a very important, and I think it's really matters to have a literacy education on role of media. So it's important because addressing the harms of hate and speech and misinformation by educating individuals about media and literacy uh, can empower to navigate the digital landscape. So it can inform the individuals to have the decisions, and they consume and share how they consume and share the information. So that's another good thing they can do. So the next, we have the conclusion. I know it's really short, but 10 minutes is 5 minutes. So, okay, so throughout this presentation, we have explored the harmful effects of hate speech and misinformation, and how they can regulate, how can government regulate, how can we get regulate this information to be spread, and how can we teach individuals, communities, and society uh, to navigate and fight with these situations as a whole. And I think by working together, we can create a safer and more inclusive online environment where hate and speech, misinformation are minimized. So that's the video for today. I hope you liked it. Comment down below if you have any questions. I will surely answer them. Well, thank you very much. This is Digvijay Singh.